Brought to you by Xander Insurance. Identity theft protection isn't a luxury in today's world. It's a necessity. Get yours at Xander.com.
I woke up this morning and my car wasn't in my parking spot.
What?
Got repossessed, yes.
What?
No.
I fell behind on payments.
Hold on, Robert.
Speak clearly into your phone.
We're having a hard time hearing you, like maybe you're muffled. So let's try a different angle.
I was about to say, can you hear me now?
That's a little bit better. So you woke up this morning and you look outside and the car is not there.
Yes.
Was this
I
a
fell
shock
behind
to
on
you?
payments.
Was this shocking or did you expect this?
Yes, it was very shocking.
So there was zero communication beforehand that, hey, you're behind on payments, you don't catch up, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they didn't tell me that I was behind, but I knew I was behind for sure. But I didn't know they was just going to come and take it.
How long have you been behind on payments?
They said about 94 days.
Okay. Well, I mean, they can come take your car at any time once your loan becomes delinquent. So it's not a giant shock, if I'm going to be honest, that you stop making payments. You don't own the car, they do. And so the good news is this just happened today?
Yes.
Okay, so there's still some moves you can make to get this back, but we got to make sure that you have the money to do it. It sounds like you are beyond paycheck to paycheck. How much money do you have?
Right now, currently?
Yes.
About 500.
Okay. Now, was there any personal items in the car?
For sure, yes.
Okay, you can get your personal property back, and they can't charge you for recovering your stuff.
Okay.
So do you know where the car went?
I called the finance company that I got the loan with, and they gave me the number and the location I could pick it up. And
Okay.
they went ahead and put a request form in so I can get those items.
Okay, so the next step, other than getting your items, if you can do this is the best move, is to reinstate or pay off the loan. Obviously, you can't pay off the loan. But to reinstate it, you would have to pay the past due amount on the car plus any fees.
Which would be around $3,000.
Okay, so now we know it's $3,000. And here's the deal. You usually have about 10 to 15 days to do this, to catch up. Otherwise, they're going to sell your car at auction to get what they can for it, and then you'll owe the difference.
Okay.
What was left on the loan?
$16,500.
Okay. And if they sell it at auction, it's not going to be, market value. And so you likely will have a pretty big gap that you'll owe. So I'd rather you try to get this thing reinstated in the next 15 days, but that means you got to come up with another $2,500 in 10 days.
These days, it's not if your identity gets stolen, it's when. So you need ID theft protection from Xander. They monitor your personal info proactively and alert you of any suspicious activity, including home title fraud. Then Xander takes care of everything, including up to $2 million of stolen funds protection and white glove service to help you get your life back. Plus, kids are covered for free on their family plan. Call 800-356-4282 or go to Xander.com.
But that means you got to come up with another $2,500 in 10 days.
Sounds good.
Does it?
Sounds doable.
How much do you make in a week?
What's doable look like? How are we going to come up with that? Can you share that? I'd like to know.
No, I'm just being optimistic. I mean, make $25 an hour,
Can you work overtime? Can you do side gigs? I mean, this is like we won't see the bed.
Yeah.
We're going to be at work so much.
Speaking of the bed, I might sell the bed.
Yeah, can you sell anything in your life?
I'm sure I can. It's things in the trunk that I definitely can get rid of.
Okay, and I'm calling family members, cousins, uncles. You got some patio furniture you want to get rid of? I'll sell it.
No,
I'd be flipping
my
stuff.
fiance won't let me do that.
I can't hear you at all, Robert. You sound like you're inside of a roll of toilet paper to me. It's what it sounds like.
No, my fiance won't let me sell the furniture.
Uh-oh, there's a fiance involved.
Now,
what does your fiance think about all this? This would honestly give me some hesitation. As my provider gets his transportation
she
taken
can't
away.
be happy right now.
Not at all. She's not happy. She's kind of never been in this situation either before, so it's the first for both of us.
Is she
All
broke
right.
too?
You said what happened?
Is she broke too?
Not as much as me, not right now.
All right, but I don't mean this in the way it's going to sound, but we got to forget about her for a moment and what she owns. We're talking about what you own and what you can sell, because you got to come up with more than 2,500 because the 500 you got isn't going to stretch very far for what else is going on in your life. I got a feeling.
Is there another option besides reinstating this car?
No.
That's it. I mean,
You still owe the money.
My guess is your credit's shot. And so if you went to a local credit union and said, hey, I need $2,500 to reinstate my repo, I don't know that they'd give it to you. That would be a last-ditch effort I would try.
What about a cash car? No?
What do you mean?
Buy a car from cash for
Well, that doesn't fix your
$1,000.
repo problem. You're going to owe all of this money unless you get the car back.
You still owe
get
the
current
money.
on payments, and then you're at least the ball's in your court. You could sell it private party and get way more for it and get out from under it. But my guess is you're underwater on this car. You owe 16. What is the car worth?
$4,000.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Therein lies the problem.
I see what you're saying. You're just trying. Yeah, you're still going to be stuck with this debt. But again,
Right.
even if we play this out with your logic and your question, you still don't have any cash. If you buy a car for $500, that's like Fred Flintstone's car. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a car.
You're better off getting a bicycle.
Right.
How are you getting to and from work?
I'm using my car primarily.
I know,
How
but starting
you
today.
don't have a car.
Right. But we're on spring break, so I have like 4 days until I go back to work.
Well, there's your next thing.
You got 4 days off?
You don't have a spring break. You need to be working today.
PTO, we put in vacation and PTO for these days, but yeah.
Now, I get that. I'd cash out that PTO.
Yeah, I would too.
I wouldn't be taking any vacation time. That's the last thing you need to be doing right now.
You need cash. You don't need to be breaking. There are no breaks.
Dude,
for
I would
you.
be door to door offering to mow lawns, pick up leaves. I'd be doing anything I could to make $2,500 in 10 days. That's $250 a day. Can you do that? $25 an hour, 10 hours a day. That's what it's going to take
to get the car.
What was the payment on the car?
$600.
Oh,
And what are you making every month?
About 2,400 each every 2 weeks, so about 48, 42 around there.
$4,200 a month?
Yes.
And what are your monthly bills to cover all your expenses, including the minimum payments on your debts?
All combined, probably a good $1,400 besides the car, so around $2,000.
So you're telling me you make $4,200 and you only have $2,000 in bills. That means there should be $2,000 left over every month. How did you get behind on payments?
God bless you. A budget probably is missing a lot of things. Life.
Yeah, but where'd that money go? What were you spending
he
it on?
doesn't know, George.
Yeah, I was about to say it's miscellaneous things, everything.
I'll
but
tell you how we
not-
find out. Go look at your bank statement. It's gonna give
There
you a
it
little.
is.
It's gonna give you a little book
There
about
it
why you're
is.
broke. It's
There
gonna tell
it
you
is.
exactly where your money went. Oh, Robert, man, this is not gonna be fun. It's doable.
It is, but you got to
It's a Hail Mary.
You got to work like crazy. And we told you that for 2 minutes and you hit us with I'm on a 4-day spring break. No, bro, this is you got to change your whole intensity right now. You are working like crazy. You are selling everything. And I'm not kidding when I say I'd call Uncle Larry and go, Uncle Larry, you got any patio furniture you don't want?
I might sell her engagement ring to get out of this. To be honest,
Oh.
we'll get her another one later.
Whoa, George.
That's
with the
sacrifice.
Heat-seeking missile.
I'm just saying,
Woo.
it's what I would do.
You know what? You actually would do
And
it.
if she loved me, she'd go, all right, this is what we got to do.
Oh boy, he's got no car, and if you keep this up, George, he's going to have no fiance.
The best ID theft protection is from Xander. They not only monitor, they help you get your life back. Go to Xander.com to learn more. David's with us in Atlanta. Hi, David. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Thank you guys so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Hey, so I'm 34 years old. I'm married. I have 5 kids. And we're kind of in a little bit of a tough spot right now. Okay, so last year we purchased a house. It was $312,000. We owe $300,000 on it right now. And so the issue is that we have a house right now that is we have a rental property that is completely it's completely paid off.
What's it worth?
But like that house right now, it's going for about $225.
The rental would sell for $225.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. The issue is that right now we're in about $46,000 in credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just, my wife and I were new to the baby steps. And we're to a point where, like at work, I was feeling burned out. All the money that would come in would immediately leave. And it just kind of feels like we're leaving, we're living paycheck to paycheck.
Because you are. That's why it feels that way.
Yeah.
What's your income, household?
So right now, last year was $85,000. The year before that, we were around $92,000.
Okay, so about 90 you think you'll do this year?
I would say a safe number, maybe like 75 to 80,000.
Okay. Are you guys doing a budget? I know you said you're new to the steps. Are you doing a monthly budget on paper and tracking it?
Yeah, so we actually just started working on one. So yes, we are.
Okay, you're just getting started with the budget, it sounds like.
Yes.
Because we got to find out where all this money's going. I mean, you guys make a decent income, and it sounds like there's nothing at the end of the month. And so we've got to figure out where these money leaks are in the budget, if this is going to eating out, if this is going towards online shopping. But we got to batten down the hatchets here and get rid of this $46,000 in debt. We'll worry about the mortgage later on in the baby steps.
Right. So, I think a lot of it was eating out. We were eating out, just the money was just evaporating. And so what my wife was doing was pretty much, we were living off of credit cards.
Yeah.
And so, now, we find ourselves in a situation, we're scrambling around, we're trying to pay down, the debts from smallest to, largest. We're doing Instacart, Uber, and it's just,
well, let me tell you what I think is happening, and it seems pretty, looking at it from this side anyway. You're 34 years old, you got 5 kids, you both work. Y'all are running wide open all the time. Your lives are unbelievably busy.
It's hectic.
It's very hectic, and in the middle of hectic, you do 2 things. One is you become disorganized, which never is an efficient use of money, and 2 is you buy a lot of things that are time-saving things. Eating out is a time saver.
Yep.
Anything you can do because you're tired, you're exhausted, you're frenetic, you're going crazy, the kids are screaming, because you got little kids. You haven't got 5 teenagers. Your house is wild.
Yep.
And, in the middle of all of that, you're just trying to survive. And so you're not doing anything where you're telling things what to do. You're reactive instead of proactive on everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is when you go through Financial Peace University and you learn to become proactive, and doing the budget is a step of being proactive. When you put every dollar on paper, you and your wife, put those kids to bed, turn off the stupid television, book a night where you say, we're going to spend 2 hours on this first budget, because the first budget's really hard. And you're going to put it in the Every Dollar app so both of you can track it. And I'm going to give you a year to Ramsey Plus so you can go through Financial Peace University and run the Every Dollar premium version of the budgeting app, okay? Now, when you start making this money behave, you're getting ahead of it instead of behind it. Then when you're tired and you get ready to buy something, you have to look at the budget and see if you have the money.
Right.
You're going to get a raise. It's going to feel like you got a raise when you get on a budget.
Now, so here's my question. I'm 34 years old.
Yeah.
We have nothing in savings.
Okay? I know.
Absolutely nothing in savings. The only equity we have is, so the house that we just purchased, it's already gained some equity, about $40,000.
Yeah.
And then the house that's paid off, we have another $225 on a conservative side. So my question is, would you guys sell that property?
I'm not trying to fix the symptom. I'm trying to fix the problem.
Okay.
The credit card debt is a symptom of you being out of control and disorganized.
Well, let me tell you, I'm absolutely done with that.
Okay,
I cut up all my credit cards. There's no way in the world I'm going back to that.
So what I would tell you to do is let's get on this budget and you two get in this class and the two of you get a calm money rhythm as a couple where you're behaving for about 60 to 90 days before you make a real estate decision.
Okay.
Let's start beating on these credit cards, using the debt snowball to begin to pay them down. You're not going to make a huge progress. But about 90 days from now, I'm going to sell the rental. But I don't want you to do it right now, because right now you're scrambling trying to find a way to fix this, and I don't want you to fix this because this is you.
Right.
We got to fix you. We got to get you guys in a rhythm and get you guys in a behavior. The rental property then can be used to clean up the credit cards when we know they're not going to grow back, because now we're on a new system. We have a new way of doing things, a new life when it comes to money, a new set of principles that we operate by, more than is just, I'm done with this. I'm done with this is a good place to start, but that's not a principle that will drive you for 10 years.
Okay.
So
now,
then you sell the rental, then you pay off the credit cards, and then we pay off your mortgage.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're saying go through Financial Peace University, then decide if we're going to go ahead and sell the rental property.
Yes, I think you are going to sell it, but I wouldn't until you've done this, because you're going to be selling it for a different emotional reason than you are today.
Okay.
You've been flailing around so long that right now selling the rental property is flailing. But when it's purposeful and intentional and is a part of an overall strategy 90 days from now, it's a whole different way to sell it, in a whole different place in your psyche that you're sitting when you're making that decision. You're a smart guy, David. You just got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
I mean, you're juggling flaming swords, dude.
And what we're saying is we want to see behavior change so that you have long-lasting financial success. And right now, selling is just a shortcut, and you could be back in the same rhythms that you were beforehand. And so most people doing this plan, David, they'll be out of debt in 18 to 24 months. And you guys absolutely can do that just based on the numbers without even selling this rental property. And so that's what I want to see, is some gazelle intensity. And obviously you got 5 kids, man. Your life is crazy, but we got to find some margin, shave some expenses, bring in some more income, and get creative and get this thing out of your life and never look back.
Yeah, and then the burnout will start to go away, because you're burnt out because you're a rat in the wheel. You don't feel traction. Once you start seeing some traction from your work, the work takes on more meaning. But you have to have a sense of, we're going somewhere with this, not like we're just spinning out.
Yeah.
And that's where you're headed, dude. You're going to do fine. 6 months from now, if you'll do the stuff we're teaching you, your life is going to be completely different. Your attitude, your heart rate when you're talking about this is going to change. The tightness across the top of your shoulders is going to release. All of this is going to happen. That's why we call it financial peace. 2 words that don't go together, like Fauci math. And so, check it out. RamseySolutions.com, and you can plug into Financial Peace University. We're going to plug you in, though. You hold on, and we're going to sign you up for a year's worth and get you going.
Sarah is waiting in Denver, Colorado. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
So my fiance and I are going to get married a little bit later this year, and we're talking about buying a house. I actually was married previously and got a divorce, and he is now in the picture, and I have had a significant amount of assets over time. Like, we have similar salaries now, but I've just had a decent time to pile mine up. And so although from a family and marriage perspective, we do want to take what you guys typically talk about of merging our finances and treating it as an us, group and how do we buy a house and so forth. But I also bring quite a bit of cash and brokerage accounts and so forth I could use for either the down payment or even buying the house outright. And so I'm kind of curious your advice about, when one person has a significant amount, it's you want to protect yourself. I mean, I did go through a divorce before, but at the same time, I don't want to go into my marriage thinking of the quote unquote worst case scenario.
Well, it's a reasonable thing to be thinking about because of, the hurt you felt in the past. Divorce is one of the most difficult things a person can go through, and it can scar you when it comes to the way you view money. And of course, we talk about this is our money. Once you're married, combine all of the accounts. And the only time we would recommend a prenup is if you are coming in with, astronomical assets compared to the other person. And it's more to keep the crazy family at bay versus a distrust in the other person. So what kind of assets are we talking about? Give us some numbers.
So I have about $2 million between like retirement accounts, and I had sold my previous house that I owned with my ex-husband and walked away with a bit of cash from that. And so like I'm sitting on, just from like a cash standpoint, over $500,000 as I'm trying to decide, do I want to buy the next house? Do I want to put that in the market? Not just rush into a decision. He, on the other hand, probably has more like $500,000. So again, neither one of us is like at any hurt from a financial perspective. But when it comes to, buying a house, that was not something he was like initially planning for. So it's more tied up in like brokerage and stocks. And with the stock market going down, it's like, how do we get to something where like I could buy our house, but I want him to feel like he has skin in the game,
Sarah.
but at the same time, yeah, like you get
Sarah,
my point. Like,
we totally
want
get
to try to merge, but
but here's
at
the deal.
same time, keep in mind,
Sarah, Sarah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think we really got to dive in here. What are you most afraid of? I don't think you're calling for strategy. I could be wrong. Are you calling for strategy about how we merge all this and how we do this, or are you worried about something?
I think it's more like
Sarah, don't edit. You're trying
Yes.
to edit. And listen, I get it, but we're here to help. And if you just tell me what you're feeling right now, we can help faster. Tell me, stop editing. What are you thinking that you didn't say? What are you worried about?
the main thing I would be worried about is like if for some reason the marriage didn't work out, like on one hand, I would want to make sure that this significant amount of money is still being recognized as mine, especially if it ended
so
in
all
the
right, so
short
stop.
term.
So stop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The answer to the question is you are worried that the marriage is not going to work out. The money stuff is secondary. Do you understand?
I would say I'm worried about being stupid. Honestly, if I was going to like get really to the butt of it, like,
Okay,
I don't think
fantastic.
our marriage is not going to work out. I think there's an element of like I don't want to be the stupid person
But
down
wait,
the line of
wait a
doing
second.
something.
What would have to be
Yeah.
true? And I want you to give me a specific answer. What would have to be true for you to be stupid?
Yeah, I would have to go sideways for some reason.
And the
And
marriage
obviously
would
some
not
of
have to
that
work out. The marriage is going to work. If the
I think
marriage,
there's also a secondary component of like I wanting him to not feel like I bought stuff. I had the money at the beginning, and therefore it's quote unquote mine, or still, like,
now we're getting there.
speak to that in our
okay,
relationship.
Sarah, now we're getting there.
Mhm.
You have more money than he does, and that freaks you out a little bit, and you're worried about it. That's really what I'm hearing. So this is pre-marriage counseling. This is a good old-fashioned steak and candlelight dinner, and you look at him and you go, I'm worried that you're going to feel this way and this way and this way because when we bring our finances together, I'm bringing more to the table than you. Do you feel that way? George, I think this is a communication, relationship, premarital therapy thing, and get this thing solved and get this out of your head. And then when we merge the finances, we walk the baby steps out. We live that way. I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I don't see it as skin in the game or adding up who's bringing what to the marriage. It's about commitment. It's about unity. It's about shared vision. And I think once you focus on that instead of the numbers, it will give you some peace. I'm going to gift you guys Financial Peace University because I think it will give you confidence in your own futures together as a newlywed couple. Hang on the line. Austin will gift that to you. Wishing you the best.
Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
So my question for you guys today is, how do I manage my husband's finances? He told me 2 weeks ago that he has a gambling addiction, and how do I protect myself?
Wow. Well, good on him for letting you know that this is going on, and good on him for understanding that this is the best route. So in the past, did he have full control over everything? So is this completely new territory for you?
So it is. We both have separate bank accounts, and we've been together for 11 years. So I've been wanting to merge our finances a bit more together, but he was very reluctant. And now he has lost millions of dollars in the last 10 years.
Lost millions as in
Yeah.
he had millions and then he lost it?
So he
Or is he in
has,
debt because of this?
No. So A bit of both. He has an annual revenue of 1.3 million. He's a specialist, so he makes good money. I calculated he owes about 1.1 million that I have to pay, or he has to pay in the next year or so, in order to make sure that we don't get into trouble.
So he is in debt to it. Are they people or are they like reputable?
No. So it is past due taxes.
Okay.
Provisional taxes. A mortgage line of credit, which I thought our house was paid, and he hasn't paid the mortgage line of credit, and he also has the personal line of credit.
So how much is tax? Break it down. How much of the 1.1 is taxes?
Okay.
How much is the HELOC, and how much is personal loans?
Okay, so the due taxes for 2024 is $64,000.
Okay.
Provisional taxes for the upcoming year, because we have to pay provisional taxes, so that's $550,000.
Okay.
The mortgage line of credit is $438,000.
Okay.
And the personal line of credit is $125,000.
Oh boy. And this has been going on over a decade.
Yeah, and he just told me that 2 weeks ago, because he was like, I took over fully his finances, and he had like maybe $1,000 left in his bank account, and everything was maxed. So he needed help at this point.
What level of surprise were you? Because, I mean, a decade of, I mean, obviously this guy's got a crazy yearly income, but to look up and say, hey, by the way, I have 1.1 million of debt. Did you suspect that, or was this a complete shock? Tell us about you.
So I've been doing really well for myself, and financially I've grown my net worth quite drastically in the last 5 years. So we were both, I was so transparent, telling him how much money I was putting away, and I thought he was on the same train as I was. So I was like totally shocked, and I think I'm still under the shock, because this has affected me also, even though our finances are not together, because our plans were to buy a house in Florida. Our plans were to do, like, I thought we were doing really well financially, because I was doing really well, and he was telling me he was investing too.
Is he in therapy?
Yes. So we started couples therapy. I'm doing my own therapy. He's doing therapy also for his gambling addiction.
Good.
On the financial side, what joint accounts do you guys still have? Is your name on anything that's tied to him right now?
No. It's never been. We've always. So he gave me full control of his finances. So
what does that mean?
He has no more access to his bank accounts. He has a Visa that we decided that we're going to keep open for like groceries and gas.
Is that a credit card or a debit card?
Credit card.
Okay, there's a problem.
He does not have his debit card. He does not have his debit card because he was gambling online with the debit card. I guess on the sites you can't purchase with the Visa for gambling.
So can we get him a new debit card?
We could.
I think that's the right move here, because you still have given him unfettered access to a line of credit with this credit card.
Okay.
So right now we need to put as many guardrails as possible in front of him, and that also means freezing his credit so that he cannot take out another loan even if he wanted to.
Okay.
So you can contact the bureaus. I don't know how it works in Canada. In America, we have 3 credit bureaus, and you can go online and freeze your credit with all 3 of them, and that way nobody could open a line of credit in his name, including himself. You'd have to jump through some hoops just to unlock that.
Okay.
Is he still making this income? You said revenue. I think of that as differently than profit. So is that income, or does he have a business and that's his revenue?
So he's incorporated. So this is like his incorporated. So he every month it's about $100,000. But we have to pay taxes on that.
Got you. Okay, got it.
So it is like a business. He's like a contractor, consultant type guy?
Exactly. And do you have now in place, clearly there was not a plan in place to pay taxes on what he was earning. Do you have that plan in place now? Do you understand what you need to do? Is he setting aside quarterly return? I mean, here it would be quarterly returns. I'm not sure what it is there.
It's the same here. So it is the same here. So I've only took over like 3 weeks ago. So I have like about $90,000 in his account right now. So I I was thinking about how do I decide what to pay first? Definitely, I want to pay the taxes that are due.
Yeah. I would start. If you were here in the States, I would always tell you to do taxes first. What's the difference between, tell me, what are you saying between taxes and provisional taxes? One's payroll, one's what?
So due taxes would be like he owes that from 2024. Provisional taxes is you need to pay taxes for next year because since it's such a high amount, you have to pay 1 year in advance in order for the government to make sure that you don't get backed up and
Got it.
things happen.
I imagine the backed up taxes are the more important ones.
Yeah,
then.
do the old ones first, and then once you clear those, then start doing the prep for the next year. And then I would go, do it in order like the debt snowball. Personal loans first, smallest to largest. I imagine they're broken up in little pieces. And then, I'm attacking that HELOC last. How much is your home worth?
Our home is worth 1.5.
1.5. Okay.
He has a mortgage. Yeah, he has a mortgage line of credit of $438,000, which I thought was paid because the deal was that when we moved in together, since he had such a high revenue, he was purchasing the house. Income, I should say. He was purchasing the house, and then I would get, after 10 years, my name would be on it because it would be paid off, but it's not paid off.
Oh, man. Sarah, there's so much beneath this, all of the lies, the deceit, a decade of this misbehavior. I hope you guys work through it. I hope you clean up the debt. I hope this marriage has hope.
CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Danielle is on the line in Birmingham, Alabama. Up next. Danielle, how's it going?
Hey there. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. You sound excited. We like that.
I am excited because I am in a tricky spot and I would love your help.
Rachel specializes
in wait. What's going on, Danielle?
So, I have quite a bit of debt, but the debt that I'm focused on right now is the most pressing debt. I have student loan debt, but I'm still in school. So I'm kind of pushing that to the side because this debt that I'm in is about $16,000 and it's more pressing. It consists of my car loan and then a few smaller things. A credit card that's at $865. I have a small dental bill that is interest-free of $340. And then a small bill from school that's $130. I'm getting roughly $5,000 back from my tax return. It's also important to know that my car loan is at 27% interest rate.
Oh,
George just come through up a little bit. Hold on, let's make sure he can recover.
I'm good.
You okay?
I'm back.
You good?
Yeah, just
you want
a
some of my
little
water?
digestion.
You want some of my water?
Oh, what's left on this car loan?
Do what?
What's left on the car loan?
It is $14,406, and the car itself was $20,000. I put $5,000 down when I got it, and this was only a year ago. The interest is just killing me.
Oh, man.
How much?
You have terrible credit? How did you get a 27% interest rate?
So when I was younger, I'm a single mom, and I went into a car dealership by myself with my newborn baby. They took full advantage of me. It was a Nissan. I'm actually in a class action lawsuit with Nissan because of their transmission. My car ended up dying 3 times from the transmission. I still owe $10 on it, and I can no longer keep dumping $4,700 into it for new transmission.
Yeah.
So I finally stopped paying on it after the 3rd transmission, and they repoed it. I should have voluntarily repoed it, but I just let them take it. So I have a repo on my credit.
From back in the day. And so when you went and bought this car, that's what caused the interest rate.
Correct.
Gotcha.
That was just a year and a half ago. I got this car in March of last year.
Okay. How much do you make a year, Danielle?
I do get some child support. So factored in with my child support, I get roughly $25,000 to $26,000
a year.
A year.
Yep. Okay. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a student as well, but I work in dermatology. I was working in the clinic, making a lot more, but I took a pay cut to work from home. because of my son.
Okay. Okay.
Well, to answer your question, I would use all 5,000 and knock out your debt smallest to largest, which would knock out a bunch of these little debts that are ankle biters right now.
Okay, so the 3 debts, the smallest ones, I have in order. I could knock out 2 of them right now. I do have a savings of $1,700.
Great.
Well, I would keep 1,000.
I could knock out, but
I would
right.
I would keep
also,
it. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I also am in a pretty bad position because my boyfriend and I just broke up. We were sharing a place together, so my rent was half of what it would be anywhere, maybe even less than half. So I'm about to move into my own place with my son, and my rent's going to be double.
Okay. Have you looked into other places for a lower rent?
Yes, a studio apartment would cost me about $700 for me and my son. Right now, I pay about $460.
Okay.
So it'd go up to 700 if you do the studio?
Yes.
Okay.
And when are you done with school, Danielle?
I'm hoping to graduate in December with my undergrad. Okay. And then I just have to take my GRE and I go to PA school. That's a whole nother situation with finding support for my son. So
yeah.
And will you be working during that whole time?
I'm not supposed to. I Instacart on the side now, so I'll still do that on the weekends.
How will you pay for PA school?
Probably loans.
Okay. How much student loan debt do you have now, Danielle? How much will you have when you graduate in December?
I'll have close to $70,000 worth of debt for my undergrad.
On top of the 18 that you listed out.
Right.
How old is your kid?
He just turned 6.
Okay.
Oh, great. Is he in school?
He is. Yes, he's in kindergarten.
Oh, okay. I have a kindergartner too. So
good times.
Fun age. Okay. So Danielle, what's your undergrad in?
I am pre-PA and it's in psychology.
It's in psychology. Okay. Here is what I'm going to suggest, Danielle. You said you went back to work from home to be with your son.
Took a pay cut for that.
Yep. So the fact that he's in school, though, is encouraging. I didn't know if he was like 2 years old or, how old he was. So I think one of the best things that you can do, Danielle, from a financial standpoint, which bleeds into other areas of your life of just stress and anxiety, I mean, all of it, right? When you have your money under control, it does give you a sense of peace to be able to fall back on, because money's the tool we have to have in this life, right? To make decisions. And I want you to have that control. That's what I want for you, Danielle. And I think the path that you're going down towards a lot of debt is going to lead to a lot of stress, a lot of strapped feeling months with payments and beyond, right? Because I mean, if you go into PA school with $70,000 in undergrad degree, I mean, you're going to be easily 6 figures, right, into debt.
Right.
So what I would suggest for you is that $5,000 tax credit to apply that, yes, all towards your debt. I was going to ask your car. It's a $16,000 car. How much could you sell it for? Have you Kelly Blue Booked it at all?
I'm upside down significantly on it.
You are?
It was not a good purchase. It's a Jeep Compass. It's been in the shop a lot. I've spent so much money on it. If I sold it privately, I could possibly get $7,000 for it.
Okay.
And then I'm left with $7,000.
All right. Yep. Okay. So the number one thing I would do, Danielle, is I would up my income, and I would, even if you have to find childcare there for the last, 2 hours of the day, whatever that looks like for you. But I think one of the best things you can do right now is up your income from $26,000 a year. And again, this may not be in the field you want to work in, but I would find anything. I mean, anything to do. And I mean, looking at $45,000 to $50,000 a year. I mean, if you can just double your income with a salary paying job that has good insurance and all of that, that's going to significantly change your world, Danielle, significantly, because that's going to bring in so much more income for you. You're going to be able then to knock out this debt with that $5,000 tax credit coming in. It's lowered all the way down to, $11,000 or so, and start chucking money at that $11,000, get that all paid off. And then I want you to tackle that $70,000 student loan debt. And I would pause PA school. And I know that's probably crushing your dreams right now, but just looking from the outside in, I just see you walking down this path into more and more financial destruction, going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. And I want you to be able to have the freedom to make decisions with your life and for your son on what you want to do, right? And when you have no payments, that freedom is there. And if you're stuck in a cycle of payments, though, and owing, it keeps you in jobs you hate. It keeps you in situations that you may not want to be in. And so that freedom, I think, is one of the best things you can do. So if I could convince you to pause PA school, and I would see if I could just double my income. And even you said, you're working Instacart on the side, which is so great too, a side hustle. And it's going to take probably, 4 years, 5 years or so
to clean up the mess you have and then cash flow the rest. Because what's PA school going to cost? $100,000 easily?
Probably, yeah. The thing that I was banking on is the fact that I would make $200,000 as soon as I get out.
I wouldn't bank on that. Have you actually looked at what people are making as soon as they enter the PA field in Birmingham?
Yes. I wouldn't be working in Birmingham. I would move out of state. I'm from Pennsylvania, and that's where I would go back.
What's keeping you in state now?
My son, because of child custody with his father, he gets him for 5 hours on Sundays. So
what will change that will allow you to move in the future?
Once I have a career-based job, if I move there, they will allow me to do that.
So you could start a career in Pennsylvania now, correct?
If I had a degree, yes.
Okay, so let's say in December you finish this degree out and you move closer to family, more support, and have a career. Is that a possibility?
Well,
you're going to move
really
anyways.
Have support out there either.
What was the reason to move to Pennsylvania?
Just because that's where I want to be, and it's more money out there.
Well, I would go to the most affordable PA school once you can cash flow it, possible, and then move to where you want to move to be a PA.
Right, and that was another reason why I was staying in Birmingham. The schools are cheaper here than in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, the key here is we don't want you're already almost 6 figures in debt. You're going to add another 6 figures to that and not be able to climb out of the hole while still making 25, 26. So that is just an unsustainable path that really freaks us out. And so that's why we're recommending going to doubling your income. What were you making before you took the pay cut?
I was making closer to 41.
Okay. Is that job still available? Could you go back to that?
I can go back to it. The reason why I left that job was because my son got kicked out of daycare before he started kindergarten. And so this was just something that I could do. It's with the same company.
Okay.
I've just been working from home instead of in the clinic. So
then I'd go back.
Go back at any time.
Yeah, I would do that.
That's going to give you a $15,000 raise instantly.
Right.
That'll change your world to get rid of this debt.
Yes.
And once you have enough money saved, you still may want to get out of this 27% auto loan. If you can save up, $10,000 and you pay off you sell the car, you'll have 7 left, pay that off, you'll have 3,000 to get just a beater car, but maybe one that's more reliable and paid off.
Okay. Would you, I don't know if even refinancing it is worth it or if that's even a possibility, but if I took that 5,000, I've got 17 in savings.
You have 17,000 in savings?
I'm sorry, 1,700.
Oh, I was like, wow, that changes things. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I wish. I could take the 1,700 and take out the smaller ones that I've got built up. My credit card, the dental loan, and then my school. And then the rest is just my car. I don't know how refinancing really truly works. I've never done it before, but if I took $5,000 towards that, would that be a possibility to get that interest rate lower?
It may get the interest rate lower, and there may be a break-even point. And so you can look into that, because going from 27 down to even 15 is a win for you right now.
Yeah.
So you can look into that,
Absolutely.
but again, it's not going to change your world, but it may help you just go from treading water to making some progress. So
Yeah, for sure. And upping that income, Danielle, getting that margin in your life,
That's
it's gonna do a lot for you. And I would make some drastic moves in that area first. And I would pause PA school. I really would. I would work myself out of this debt, get a great salary job, and you and your son have a stable life. And then at that point, you're able to say, okay, what do I want to do going forward? And then you can make a decision from there. But I don't want you to making a decision out of this urgency that I have to just jump into something, because we make poor decisions when we don't have bandwidth.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
Hi, I've been with my boyfriend for some time now, and basically for the last year we've been kind of planning to buy a house together. So I've been going through the steps and saving money, and recently he's been kind of hinting at the fact that he's going to propose soon. So I kind of sat down with him to see over the last year how much he saved towards this house, so we kind of know where we're falling. And I discovered after a year that he basically hasn't saved any money. And during that period of the year, I have been taking on most of the financial burdens because I make significantly more money than he does. I'm kind of shocked by the fact that he hasn't saved any money, and I don't really know how to go forward, so I wanted your advice.
Yeah, good question. On the one hand, I get why you're concerned, because in you guys' relationship, it sounds like there was kind of an agreed on point that you wanted to reach, and you were going to try to reach it together. And it seems like he hasn't, held up his side of the deal. But from my perspective, I would say he doesn't have to contribute to this at all, because it's really not a great idea for you guys to buy a house together if you're not married. And it's really not a great idea for you guys to be combining your money in any sort of way if you're not married. It's really great for you guys to say, okay, say you do live together. I'm paying my portion, you pay your portion, but we're not doing this thing together until there's some legality protection surrounding it in marriage.
I agree with that. But, Nicole, how did you feel? I got a point to make after I ask her this question. How did you feel
Well, that's actually
when you found
that's
out?
actually the plan.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But the plan is not to buy the house until we get married. That's why he's telling me that the engagement is coming soon. So, we're getting the ducks in the row for, okay, we're engaged now. That means after we do the wedding, we're going to be buying the house, but the house is going to be the biggest fee, right?
I see.
Yeah, but
okay.
So how did you feel? What emotions and thoughts did you have when you found out that he hadn't been saving any money?
I was absolutely devastated because he's living at home with we don't live together now. He's living at home with his family. And I've been fronting the money on everything, all of our dates. I've been putting away tons of money, and I make 3 times the amount of money he does.
How long have you been dating?
Just over a year.
I think this is a very clear, I'm going to call it yellow light.
Oh, I would have said red flag.
Well, you always surprise me. I feel I think it's a yellow light. I think in the sense of this, what I mean by yellow light is
proceed with caution.
No, it's we sit down. She doesn't dump him. Red light to me is dumping, leaves him. I'm out. Yellow light is sit down and go. We need to do some premarital. I mean, if we're talking this, we need to get in alignment on this because this is what I was devastated. And you may have already shared that with him, Nicole, but even if you have, there needs to be a true alignment conversation.
Yeah.
And is he going to show you in the days and weeks and months ahead that he understands your values and is in alignment with your values, and he begins to save some money? I would not even say yes to his proposal. I wouldn't move forward on anything until that. That's what I mean by yellow light.
I agree with that. I think Ken and I are saying the same thing. We just used different colors, because red for me means let's stop and see if anything dangerous else dangerous is happening.
Yeah.
And so my question for him would be like, okay, you've not been saving. Can you tell me why? And then can you tell me, like, well, what have you been using your money for instead, because you're still living at home? I would have real questions, and I would want real answers, because that's indicative of what it will be like in your marriage when you speak about money.
Well, I know the answer to that. I did ask that question. And the majority of his money has been spent on food and video games.
Again, massive, like construction sign going, watch out, watch out. Cliff ahead, I Nicole, are you feeling that too?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling, because it's
okay. So
yeah,
can I play if I could play older brother, or I might be old enough to be your dad for all I know. I would just tell you that this is a serious conversation. He needs to make some changes in his life if he wants to be in your life. That would be my bumper sticker.
What do you see about him that's really, I want to go in another direction. What do you see about him that is really great? That you go, this guy's got motivation. This guy's got that thing. This guy, like, tell me those things. I'm just curious.
Why I love him. He has been my rock. Like, I've opened up a ton of new businesses in the last year, and every single one I've done, he's had my back through every single one. He's so genuine. He is so sweet, and he is so kind-hearted. I've never met a man like him in my life.
Okay, I like that. Listen, I'm gonna say something really harsh, and I realize this. You can get all of those things from a pet. Support, somebody to be there to talk about. I want you to be able to say deeper things. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes sense. I love this. I love you're bringing the heat today.
What you said, like, that's a golden retriever, and we love that. That's why we love our animals. They're always there for us, unconditionally. They're there to support us. They've got that.
By the way, he's doing, by playing video games and buying fast food, he is essentially the same as a golden retriever there as well, just costing you money.
And I want to hear you say,
wow.
This guy, if you were to ask me or my husband that same question, it would be more about what they bring out of us and what I see, when I go, oh man, nobody works harder than Sam Warshaw. Like, that's inspiring to me. The way he will get up and do whatever it takes to take care of his family, the way that he'll take care of his kids, like the way he's sacrificed for us year after, like, those are the things that I want to hear.
Yep.
And I'm not hearing that. That's why I kind of flipped it to see, okay, what do you guys mean to each other, and what roles are you playing? And is it beyond just, well, they're there when I need them. And what does that even mean?
Yeah, he's a very sweet guy.
A nice guy.
All the things. He's also a pretty decent gamer, sounds like, but we got to, you see where I'm going,
Just
Nicole?
a level
I got
more.
a chuckle out of you. I mean, listen, you can love someone and decide to also say they're not the person that they need to be right now for me to decide to marry them.
Yes.
I think this is a very real conversation. Back in my day, we used DTR, define the relationship.
Yeah,
Kids don't know what that means, I'm sure.
DTR.
I'm sure I dated myself again on that. But I think that's what's got to happen.
Yeah, I think so too, because...
All right, give her the... All right, so give her the... you're the strong female. I think she's a strong female. Give her 30 seconds on how she starts that conversation with our guy.
Oh boy, how she starts the conversation.
Sets it up.
I've been thinking...
Okay, give me more.
I've been thinking, I love you because you've always been there for me. You've been my rock, but I really needed you to be there for me. I really needed you to show up when came time to talk about our goals as a couple. And when it came to our goals as a couple, you let me down. You didn't show up with your side of the money. You said you were going to do this. You said you were going to do that. And I haven't seen that. And this is the first time you've let me down, and unfortunately, it's in an area that really matters to me, because it's not just about you or me, it's about us.
Wow.
Is that all right?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
All right?
I think it's going to get his attention. Well done. Whew. Poor guy. But he's going to have to stand up at some point.
Why Refi refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey.
Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
So I recently purchased a home in West Virginia about a month ago. And since living there, my family and I have got really sick, experiencing allergy-like symptoms. Long story short, ended up getting someone to come and test for mold, and it's very high numbers in Stachybotrys. I don't know, I'm probably butchering that name, but it's the one that's really, really dangerous. So now I'm in the other side. I'm post-closing. I did go through the property disclosure. It was as is, and it was a flip. And also, I did also get a home inspector as well, and this is through a VA loan. So now I'm trying to figure out if I should do a mold remediation myself or go ahead and do a deed in lieu of foreclosure situation, because now I don't feel comfortable staying there at all, because what else is concealed in this house, I don't know. And turns out the guy that flipped it has a horrible reputation around the community for doing basically lipstick on a pig flips.
So when you did the inspection to purchase the home, it didn't come up on the inspection, but now it is. Can you clarify that for me?
Yeah, the mold is in plain view, but from a lay person, if you look at it, it looks like mildew or maybe like dirt, just like a dirty basement.
Yeah.
But the second inspector that came in said, this is definitely mold. It's in plain view. Nobody called this. He said the appraiser could have called it, but I know they're there for just evaluation purposes. But he said that, you potentially have a case. And I've contacted attorneys, and they have all pretty much said that I don't have a case because it's a buyer beware state, which I wasn't. I didn't know what that meant. So the onus is on the buyers, and it's not a lot of consumer protections for us in West Virginia.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Have you had any estimates on what it would cost to try to go through? And I mean, mold is such a frustrating part of the, that whole process of renovation. But have you
what's
talked
the
to anybody?
remediation cost?
Yes. So I had an adjuster come for with my homeowner's insurance, but of course they deemed it pre-existing, and the adjuster told me that the basement is not even up to code. So the cost of doing the basement is like $20,000 plus, and the mold remediation itself would be $10K plus.
Is that how many? Okay, so let's keep. I think for now we keep the mold separate from the basement not being to code, and find out, because here's the thing. If you get the mold out of the house and you're ready to sell the property, then you can say you can sell it, you can feel good about it, there's no mold here. The other question, but I did have the question, so you're telling me your inspector missed the mold and missed the fact that the basement wasn't to code?
Yes, and he said one of my questions before I hired him was, how long have you been doing it? What are just asking his history of his work. And he's like, over 20 years. And I looked at reviews. He has great reviews on the BBB. And
that's weird.
All this stuff. And I was like, are you approved by the VA? And he was like, yes. And I verified everything, and everything checked out on paper. But yeah, none of that.
And there's nothing on him. There's no liability towards whoever did the inspection.
And that's what the lawyers are saying?
But they are saying that the likelihood of it, of winning in court is low because of that caveat emptor buyer beware thing in West Virginia, and the fact that they have no duty to disclose mold in West Virginia.
Then what's the point of the DACM inspection? What's the point of it?
Exactly. You would have to hire a mold inspector on top of the regular home inspector, and a radon inspector, and whatever other inspectors separately in order to do this. And they said it was a law just passed with the Supreme Court back, I think 2020, just last year. It was something recent that passed. But my realtor in the agency, his broker, he told me that I did have something and that I should pursue it. But my thing is, go into further debt with litigation, going back and forth with these lawyers, which is a shot in the dark, or just take an L. And I mean, it's going to ding my credit, but I need to get out of it because we're essentially homeless.
Why can't you just put it on the market? You've purchased it. Can't you just put it back on the market for sale? Why does it have to go into foreclosure, I guess is what I'm saying.
because I'm going to have to disclose it and it's not remediated. So also I asked that question. They said a lot of lenders won't lend on a home with active mold. Now the mold, I don't know if it's active because I've got a dehumidifier down there and I've sealed up where moisture may have gotten in. But I don't know who deems it active or not, but you can see it now because I've pulled paneling off. It was hidden. It was even more like the obvious mold that you would be behind paneling.
So what if we said this? What if we said, let's get a couple of opinions on what it's really going to cost to get this remediated? And then do you have any money anywhere?
No. And the money I am getting, I run a business out of West Virginia. And right now, we're living with my man, and we're going back and forth 2.5 hours between Columbus and where we're at every other day, so I can still take clients, and that money is going towards gas and food, and because I've had to take the kids out of school because they are allergic to it, and I got them allergy tested to verify what I'm saying.
Yeah. How much are you making a year, Melissa?
I'm a disabled veteran, so on top of that, I would say about 80,000 a year.
What do you get for the disability per month?
About 5.
Okay. So
just under 5, it's like 4.9 or 4.8, something like that.
Okay, and then what do you take home from your actual job? Take home
per month?
I would say about 5.
So we've got $10K a month. How many kids?
2.
And how much is this mortgage out of your take home?
15.
1,500?
Okay, that's good.
So
Melissa, I almost would just go rent somewhere. I mean, be paying the mortgage, go rent, because this isn't feasible. The 2.5 hour thing, I think that adds stress. I think that's exhausting everybody. Pulling the kids out of the routine, I mean, that's just miserable. I would just go rent somewhere. Go rent a 1-2 bedroom apartment, knowing it's short term.
Cheap.
Yes. Just knowing this is what we're going to do, just to have some stability from where you were.
And then they can get back in school.
Yes. And then from there, gosh, I would probably get even a second attorney's opinion. And sometimes, they'll take cases and with what, is won in court. If so, then that's how they get paid. So you're not having to go deeply in debt with all this litigation and stuff. So, so maybe even from a different standpoint, from a payment perspective, you can find someone different on that end. But I would probably still pursue that because this feels like a lot of negligence on the end of your inspector, even though the mold thing, which I guess is the biggest part of all of this, if he doesn't have to disclose it or find it, that has to be separate in West Virginia. I mean, that's just bizarre. And then I would be saving, and I would do the cheapest renovation you can to get this mold out. That would be safe to resale so that you can, in good conscience, sell this home. Right. Would you want to stay in the home if you did get the mold all clear?
I don't, and I don't want to stay. I love the home. That's why I bought it. But I no longer want to stay there because now with this man's reputation being the way it is.
Yeah, you don't know.
You think more things will be wrong.
Sure, you don't know. Yeah. So I would save, Melissa, really aggressively, stage by stage, be redoing this house from just the mold, right? Not the up to code basement thing. Someone can renovate that if they want, but just getting the mold out, put it on the market and sell it. And in good faith to say, this was cleaned up.
Yeah.
You don't know. I mean, the guy has a terrible reputation. You don't know what else is there, but you don't know, right?
Gosh,
and if the inspector finds something else, then we can deal with that. But I would put it on the market and try to sell it just to get out of it.
And we'll give you every dollar so you can really plan this $10,000 a month to make that happen.
Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry, Melissa. It's such a headache. Terrible, terrible, terrible. CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Jonathan is with us in Fort Myers, Florida. Hey, Jonathan, what's up in your world?
Hi, how are you doing today, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I had a situation happen a couple years ago during COVID. My mother passed away. She was actually killed by her new husband.
Oh, my gosh.
Man.
Yeah, they were both in their late 70s, and they left me with quite a bit of money.
Wow.
So I had never I never made more than about 85 grand a year, and then was left with a couple $1 million. And I hope I've been doing the right steps with what I've done with it. I just wanted to get mostly some reassurance that I've been doing the right things, or what you would recommend moving forward with this.
Oh my gosh.
How have you navigated the last few years with the loss of your mom?
The first year wasn't too well. Kind of went backwards probably a little bit, and then I got a couple kids, and I tried to get myself together and be better for my kids, and I think I've been doing pretty well the last 2 years.
How old are you, Jonathan?
36.
Okay. And I assume the husband's been put in jail?
No, he killed himself afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow. In our house that we grew up in.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Jeez, man.
Well, that just makes it, managing $2 million that you don't know how to manage is freaky enough, and then you put this layer on it, it just gets super freaky, right?
Yeah, it's a little more than that. We were left about $2.5 million from our parents, and then he left us another $1.1 million.
Oh, wow.
Which we weren't expecting. We didn't know that we were written into as well.
Wow.
Does that money feel weird, or are you happy to spend it?
I've spent. I haven't really. I wouldn't say I've spent it. I've used most of it to live off of the last couple years from the new husband.
Mm-hmm.
He left us 2 IRAs, a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been pulling.
All right, let me get past all the and just answer your question. So, how much money do you have today?
Today, let me just flip over here. I've got total between properties and everything.
Yes.
I would say about $3.5 million. $4 million.
All right. And you're still working, making 80.
No, I haven't been working since the day she died.
Oh, wow. Okay. What did you do for a living?
I worked in restaurants mostly, bartender, sommelier, and server.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the reason I didn't go back to work was a lot of that. The reason why I made good money was because I was always forward about my life and talking to people about things in my life, and I just felt like I couldn't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't go into this story, part of the story anyway. Wow. Okay. Are you married still or single?
No, I've never been married. I'm single.
You said you had kids. Okay.
Yeah, 2 children. One that I have full custody of, one that I split custody.
Okay.
An important part of your recovery moving forward is you're gonna have to get a job.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get a purpose, a thing to do, a thing to go to, a thing that you are a part of, that the world's gonna be better because you were a part of it. You got that?
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's time to go back to work, Jonathan. Doing something.
Yeah, I'm actually starting a business this year, a tour boat business.
A what business?
Tour boat?
A tiki boat, tour boat.
Oh, okay. All right. You're buying the boat and gonna do tours
and do trips on the boat.
When?
Yeah. The boat's going to be delivered in April or May of this year, and we should be operating by June.
Okay.
What did you spend on that boat?
$220,000 total.
Okay. All right. Now you're going to be leaning in, learning how to run a business, learning how to handle and operate the boat. You're going to be leaning in on all of this. I really want you to go make a living for your sake, because at 36, doing nothing is not a plan. Okay.
Yeah.
Emotionally, spiritually. John's right about that. Now, so let's pretend that you're making a living. You don't need this money then, right? So now we just need to invest this money well.
Yes.
Okay. Jonathan, I buy 2 things for investments. The first thing I tell people, and I was with a bunch of wealthy people this weekend, do not put money in something you don't understand. Don't do it because I do it. Don't do it because somebody else says to do it, or you read an article once. That's a nightmare way to lose money. Put money in something you understand. Now, that may mean you need to go to school a little bit by sitting with an investment advisor and letting them teach you. But I buy real estate that I pay cash for, because I like the real estate business.
I've done that already.
Okay. And I buy mutual funds. And that's all I buy.
Okay. I've got about total about $1.8 million in real estate.
Okay. And it's making money, right?
I have one house that's going to be worth about $1.2 million, and I'm planning on renting that.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be. When? Why is it not worth that now?
It's about to be finished being built, and I think in March or April of this year it'll be done.
Okay. All right. So you're going to have
and then I have another rental house, and then I have the house I live in.
Okay. That's fine. Great. Now manage those to where they make a good return on the amount of money you have tied up in them, and then sit down with a good someone like a Smart Vista Pro. You can find them at RamseySolutions.com, and they'll help you sit down and start to understand some mutual funds and invest it. But I mean, if you make 10% on $3 million average across those investments, then you'd have $300,000 a year coming in. If you don't touch it in 7 years, that $3 million at 10% would be worth about $4 million, or would be worth about $6 million. In 7 more years, it'd be worth about 12. In 7 more years, it'd be worth 24. That's 21 years from today. You're 36. That puts you at 57 with $24 million.
I like that.
Okay. That's you working, providing your own living, not touching these investments, and letting them just grow at an average growth rate of 10% a year. And that's invested in mutual funds and real estate. Now, it's a little more complicated than that, but basically that's how the math will roll out. The trick here to the thing is put money in stuff that's steady and is predictable, not super conservative, but we're not taking any big risks here. We're not trying to reinvent the crypto world or some bull
and
crap
don't buy
like
a tiki boat for $250,000 and then 6 months go and be like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to buy a snow cone stand, and then you're going to
stay on
small
track.
Business yourself broke.
Yeah, stay on track with that. And so you're now in the tiki boat business for the next decade, buddy. And you're going to make a go of it. John's right. You don't get to change. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Carrie is with us in Tampa, Florida. Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Oh, my goodness. It's an honor to be on your show.
Honored to have you. How can we help?
So I'm really just looking for debt advice. We are struggling to pay back an SBA loan, payments for my husband's franchise that is now closed.
Ouch.
Yeah.
How much?
You borrowed how much on an SBA loan to buy a franchise?
We it was a total of $223,000.
Okay. What kind of franchise?
It was a moving company. He kind of bought it at a premium because it was already in existence, and we really were under the impression it would be successful. And unfortunately, I don't know if it was just due to the market at the time, but it was really obvious after about a year that it was not going to be profitable anytime soon. And so he made the decision to close it, and it was a big risk to begin with, but we decided to go ahead and just close it and move on. He does have a great job now that he loves. Thankfully,
what does he make?
But about $70,000 now.
What do you make?
I make $48,000.
Do you guys have any other debt?
We don't. Well, we have a very small car loan remaining and our house payment. Mm-hmm. We have about $200,000 left on our house.
Are there any assets at all left over from the business?
From the business, no.
You sold them or what?
Yes, everything was sold and wiped out.
The actual franchise itself, is the brand still open?
Yes.
Can you not sell that franchise to someone?
No, it wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to be an option. They couldn't help us with that.
Wow.
Why?
That's a good question. We asked the question at the time, and it was going to be a very, very long process to even try to find a buyer. And I don't know. Honestly, I
assume the franchisor has approval over any buyer. But even if you could sell the thing for $10,000 to somebody that just wanted that franchise, because they're probably selling that franchise to a brand new franchisee for a good deal more than that, correct?
It's possible. They kind of just dissolved it in our territory, and it was picked up by somebody else who's further away. And they're
so
just
you've
kind of
lost your
covering the
rights to it
territory.
by now then, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was closed. We closed it in February.
Now, closing it is different than the actual franchise. A franchise is an element that is actually a right that you have that you paid for.
Right. Sorry. So it has expired. It's dissolved.
Okay. All right.
Man.
Well, so you got $233,000 on 110.
Yeah.
$23,000 a year is 10 years. $50,000 a year is 5 years. What are you going to do to get your income up so it goes faster?
I'm not sure. We're hoping that his job, so far it's going well, but
what did he do before
all we can
this?
hope for is promotion. He's in operations and logistics management. He's worked for Amazon for a few years, and he worked for another company for a few years.
What did he make before he quit and started the franchise?
He was making about 109,000.
That sounds more like logistics than 70.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And he lost that job in January 2021. They had a restructuring in the business.
Yeah, but the logistics world, if he knows supply chain and he knows how to lay that out, that's a 6-figure income.
Yes, you would think that.
No, I wouldn't think. I know.
Job, but right.
And you live in Tampa, freaking Florida. There's logistics there for sure.
We're
okay. Let me tell you, Carrie. Here's what's going on. Yeah. Okay, you guys got the crap beat out of you, and your husband's lost his confidence, and you have too. Yeah. And he doesn't feel like he's worth what he's actually worth because of this failure. I need you guys, for your sake, to go get him a job making 110. He needs to get back in the marketplace with his shoulders thrown back and a little swagger in his step again. He's not a bad guy. You guys just made a mistake and bought a business that you didn't know how to run and ran it in the ground, and you've lost your butts. But that doesn't mean you're horrible people or you're dumb people or that suddenly he's not worth 110 when he probably actually is.
At least.
One of the things I had to recover from when I went broke, and mine was a lot more dramatic, although there's, what is major surgery that happens to you? What's minor surgery that happens to somebody else, right? So yours is very dramatic for you, I'm sure, and traumatic. But one of the things I had to recover from was I felt like an idiot. I felt like why should anybody trust anything I ever think again? Because I was so stinking arrogant before it knocked me completely out of the saddle. And I don't think your husband was that guy, but it's normal when you go through this. It's the death of a dream, and part of your soul dies when you close that door and turn the key for the last time and walk away.
That definitely sounds fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to give you permission to grieve that, but I also want you to keep perspective on it, and him to keep perspective on it, because I think he took just something to get a job, and he's just kind of curled up in the corner, wounded right now.
We definitely went through that. We are hopeful for this job. I mean, he applied for jobs for almost a year before he decided to open the franchise. And we're on the outskirts of Tampa. We're not really in Tampa, so we weren't finding anything at all. And so when this opportunity currently that he's working for came along, he's really, really enjoying the job, and we're hoping.
Well, I'm glad, but you have $223,000 worth of debt, and he needs to make a lot more.
Yeah. Well, my.
Okay, that's how it's going to be done, kiddo. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, I understand where you are. I've been where you are. And I'm sorry that you've been through all this pain. But yeah, you've got to. The big math says you need to put $50,000 a year on it, and you can do that with your current income if you live on beans and rice, and it's going to take you 5 years. Or you can increase your income by $40,000 and do this in 3 or 4 years, and not have to live on beans and rice while you're doing it. And I really think that there's a tie-in here. You look when you get hit this hard, you look for a safe place to hide. And human nature does that. You want to go back to something where I'm,
no risk, no like. Just,
I don't want to stick my head up. I'll get it knocked off again. I don't want to do that. So, thank you for your call. That's the answer. You take the 223 and you divide it into the number of years you want to fool with this. Mm-hmm. And what have you got to do? What has to be true to make that happen? And part of that is healing from this the rest of the way. And you're making excuses. You are. And part of that tells me you haven't healed from this the rest of the way. So you shouldn't have asked if you didn't want me to tell you.
That's true.
And guys, let me just tell you, those of you in business out there, well, business debt doesn't count. Business debt is good debt. Tell that to Carrie. All right? You go take out a $200,000 loan to buy a business. You're in stupid land. Mm-hmm. And you do that with an SBA loan, you're in super stupid land. Because SBA is forever. Mm-hmm. They do not go away. They're like a student loan. And I'm not saying Carrie's stupid. I'm just saying any of you that are thinking about doing this, you need to listen to her call. Because, we're not going to, well, right. Debt only works when debt works, and that's never. You get your butt bit off here, man, people. You got to stop it. You got to stop it. Ouch. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
My question is, how do I settle a repo?
Okay, tell us the backstory.
So, my car, in reality, it got me, and I'll be honest, it got me into this position because I had a gambling addiction. I'm in baby step one, which I've saved $1,000. But now with my car getting repo, how do I settle it? So I just that's the only thing I have on my credit.
What was the connection? What was the connective tissue from the gambling to the car getting repoed?
So instead of making my payments, I was thinking I can go to the casino and double it to make payments and things like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Have you gotten control of the gambling addiction? What are you doing to resolve that?
So keep myself occupied, disconnected completely everything with any advertisements that used to go to my email, block that.
Okay. Have you gone to Gamblers Anonymous?
I have not.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we've resolved the root problem here before we just fix the repo, which we can help you with that. What are you driving another vehicle now?
No, I'm not.
Are you working full time?
I am.
Okay. Is that remote, or how are you getting transportation?
The bus. Which I don't have a problem. Luckily, I'm fortunate that I'm able to get transportation there. It leaves me close to work.
Good. And what is your total debt, including the repo deficiency balance?
The total debt on the vehicle is based on the information is $19,203.
That's what you still owe.
That's what's owed. And when it got repoed 2 weeks later, not only I got that letter, but I also got some letters from, I guess when it was sold, they were going through through this place where they have to pay, and they weren't paying. So I got that notice, and I started opening all my letters, and I saw that the car was sold for $3,000. And so they hadn't changed, I guess, any information for the new owner, and so I was getting billed as well for the toll road. So I did reach out to toll road. They did get confirmation, that the car was sold with my information, the letter that I got. But the vehicle to the $19,203, I got that letter. I didn't get a letter saying it was going to be sold with dates or any information. It was just sold 2 weeks after that for $3,500 around there.
And
so now they're charging me. They're asking for that $19,000.
So because you owed like $24,000 or whatever it was, $22,000 on it.
Correct.
Originally, they sold it for $3,000. You owe the rest.
Oh,
have you reached out to the company?
I have not, because I want to make sure if getting that information over the phone, what are my options? Like, is it something that
I mean, you're
What do
going
I
to have
do?
to. You can attempt a lump sum settlement and see if they would take less.
Okay.
Let's say you come
Okay.
up with, I don't know, $7,000. They might be
Okay.
willing to take that as a lump sum settlement as paid in full. And the key is you want to get all of this in writing. The full settlement terms, the exact amount due, a statement that the payment will, satisfy the debt in full, and that will allow you to make sure that you don't get screwed on this.
I mean, they're gonna take you for a ride. You're gonna have to beat them over the head over and over. And at the end of the day, it's like, listen, guy, I don't have any money. My car got repoed. What you're getting are my last dollars, and this is it. There's no more where that came from, right? That's the attitude you've got to have.
And when they do this, they kind of know there's very little likelihood they're getting their money back, right?
Exactly.
And so, but you can at least clear this and move on with your financial life if you can come up with a settlement amount to make this go away. And that's going to take a little bit of time. What are you making right now full time?
67. Okay.
Good.
And what are your other debts?
So that's all I have for now. I do rent, $1,300 on my rent.
Okay.
That includes electricity and water and everything.
Great.
So transportation right now, I'm getting just the pass, so it's like $75 a month. So, with food and everything, I think I can definitely come up with that.
Is it just you, or is there kids, or?
No, it's just me.
Okay.
That's why I have reached out, because I figured I can do it since I'm alone, to where I don't feel too obligated or my responsibilities with my children. My children are adults now. So
Got it.
Good.
Okay, got it.
So you clear this repo debt and you're completely debt free.
Correct.
Okay.
That's amazing.
How quickly could you stack up half of this?
Half of the 19,000.
Yeah, 7,000 or 8. How quickly could you do that?
7,000. I can probably do that in the 2 months, because it's take home. I'm looking about almost $4K a month.
Okay, good.
Good. So you're saying you could put away. I mean, you said your bills are likely what, $1,500 to $2,000 a month total. So you could save up about $2,500 a month. Let's say you did that for 3 or 4 months. That's 8 or 10 grand, and then call them up and say, "Hey, listen, this is everything I have. Would you be willing to settle in full for this amount?" And then don't give them access to your checking account. Get it all in writing, and instead do like a cashier's check or a money order to solve this, and then move on. And make sure you've dealt with that underlying gambling problem, so this doesn't come back to haunt you in another form of debt. But I hope we're moving forward to the future.
I know, that's right. That's tough.
Ugh.
Repo?
I've seen those videos of cars getting repoed, like at a gas station. They just roll up real quick and just drag that car away. I mean, it's heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, I feel like the emotional toll on that is just as painful as the financial toll, right?
Yeah.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.